from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
All right, and good evening, everyone. I am forecaster John Bordash with you right now here in the JB Weather Center. We do now have a brand new tornado warning in effect for parts of southern St. Mary's County. We've been talking about that potential not being all that high, but being non-zero, and the greatest tornado threat would be across southern parts of our region. And we do now have this brand new tornado warning in effect for this pink polygon here. You see this extends from about the Leonardtown region down south through Lexington Park, Callaway, Valley League, Dameron, on down through Scotland. And this is what we're going to be talking about again. We're looking at this tornado warning now in effect for much of southern St. Mary's County. Let me go ahead and get you the latest warning text on this, get you updated, get you in the know with what we're looking at. Again, tornado warning in effect until 11 o'clock now, again, for this pink polygon. At 10:31, the severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over St. Inagoos Creek and moving northwest at 35 miles an hour. This is a radar-indicated source of rotation. We have nothing confirmed on the ground just yet, but for those in the path of this potential tornado touchdown, flying debris could be dangerous, so you're going to want to be taking those tornado safety precautions. What does that mean? We're getting to the lowest floor of our home. If you live in this pink polygon, you're going to try to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and we're going to be talking about that potential for a tornado to touch down here, given the immense amount of twisting and turning here with the winds as Tropical Storm Elsa moves to our south. And we are not getting a little flash of lightning there off the shoreline there of Park Hall. If we take you on over and take a look, well, first, if I turn this off, you can see these are the areas here shaded in pink looking at that tornado warning. And I see a lot of people wanting to know Scotland, Callaway. If you see your town name in the pink polygon, again, you're under that tornado warning right now. This goes until 11 o'clock. Let me show you that velocity right now. This will show us what we're looking at a potential area of rotation. And right now, I want to see if I can't just get this pulled up here. We want to get that loaded up. It's going to be right in this region, and typically we're looking for reds and greens touching together. That would be indicative of some rotation. When we get lighter greens and darker greens, that can also show us some rotation. So any rotation right now likely going to be in between about Dameron and Scotland down here in southern parts of St. Mary's County, and this is going to be gradually here moving up to the north. So let me go ahead, clear this circle real quick. And let's get those timestamps loaded up here for you. Again, the storm will be moving here to the north and west, north and east rather. No, north and west. There we go. So this is a look at some potential impact times here for you. This goes over about the next hour, but it's really this area here in that pink polygon for that tornado warning. Piney Point in effect until 10:47, Avenue until 11:15. On over towards Bushwood, we're talking about that by about 11:18. We'll see if the storm can hold together, but this is our source of potential rotation down here near Dameron, down here towards Scotland, near St. Mary's City. This is going to be moving to the northwest. We have no confirmed tornado on the ground just yet. This is just radar indicated rotation at this point. But if you live anywhere within this pink polygon, this includes Lexington Park. This is just south of Hollywood. This is really from just about Route 4, St. Andrews Church Road, all points south, Callaway, Valley League, Piney Point, Dameron. We're going to be talking about that potential. And I see we still keep getting those comments. Once again, we have no confirmed tornado on the ground at the moment. This is a radar indicated source of rotation, but a tornado is primed to potentially touch down in this region. So this dangerous storm will be near St. George Island by about 10:35, just about now, moving over towards St. Mary's City by about 10:40, Lexington Park, Piney Point, and Tall Timbers around 10:45 this evening, and White Point Beach around 10:55. Other locations impacted by this tornadic storm include Point Lookout, Dameron, Great Mills, Redgate, Valley Lee, Drayton, Scotland, St. Inigos, Park Hall, and Callaway. You want to take cover now. We want to start putting those tornado safety precautions, those tornado safety plans into effect. You want to get down to the lowest level of your home. I'm sure many of you are watching me on your cell phone. Take me with you. We can go downstairs together. If you have a first floor, that's great. If you have a basement, that's even better. But just get down to the lowest floor of your home and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and just write this out. This tornado warning is in effect here for this pink polygon up until 11 o'clock. We've been talking about this potential for a tornado. The threat is diminishing gradually, but it is still there. It is a non-zero threat, and that tornado watch for much of the area continues here until 11 o'clock. But we are going to continue to watch this. If we put radar in motion here over the last hour, you can see how this storm, you can almost see the storm itself rotate a little bit as it kind of works its way around here. And how that storm is moving up here to the north and west. So the areas we're going to be talking about coming up here next, really needing to take cover, be worried about, not necessarily worried, but be aware and be in those tornado safe spots. It's really going to be Park Hall, St. Mary City, Piney Point. It's really going to be these town names, and then we're kind of coming up here towards Valley Lee, Callaway, Lexington Park, and then eventually here by about 11 o'clock, we could be talking on up towards the Leonardtown and Callaway areas. That could be the potential as we continue to track here to the north and west with this storm. Again, active tornado warning in effect for southern parts of St. Mary's County. If you're in northern St. Mary's County, Mechanicsville, Chaptico, Loveville, and I hear another train coming. My apologies if you hear that behind me. Those areas are not under a tornado warning at this point. This is really from about Route 4 and St. Andrews Church Road points south. Calvert County, you're not under this either. You are still just under that tornado watch. And I will get this box brought back up for those of you just now tuning in. This tornado warning is in effect from Route 4, St. Andrews Church Road, point south in St. Mary's County until 11 o'clock. We have no confirmed tornado on the ground at the moment. This right now is just a radar-indicated source of rotation that is currently centered over the Dameron region, and this is going to be pushing north and west and really coming up here onto St. Mary City up next. Let's take you back on over here towards our hyperlocal radar, sensitive mode radar, which will really help to give us a good idea of what we're talking about with potential rotation. And you can see that pretty well defined here, really right into this region. That might be hard to see given all the bright colors, but right over the Dameron region, and this is going to be tracking here to the north and west. So if I just turn this off, give you a good idea, it's going to be the Potomac shoreline here of parts of St. Mary's County, Tall Timbers, Piney Point, St. Mary City, Valley Lee, Callaway, these regions to be on guard for potentially a tornado to touch down. We have no confirmed tornado right now, but we do have that potential for that to occur. Over the next little bit, we have this tornado warning in effect here for the next 20 minutes, or the next 19 minutes rather, and we will continue to watch this. If I can zoom us on out, let's take off the circle. Let's put radar back in motion here to give you a good idea of what we're looking at as the storm continues to track here to the north and west. We're going to finish that, and we're going to put this in play mode here over the last hour. If we zoom out, really, you can see where the center of Elsa is now crossing the lower parts of the bay, and we're now getting in on that potential for a tornado, that tornado threat, not kind of trying to sneak into our region, and we're really watching that really for the southernmost portions of our coverage area here in southern St. Mary's County as you start to get in on some of that inner core action with this storm. For what it's worth, our Chesapeake Bounty Futurecast did a great job of showing this potential right around 10, 11 o'clock as Elsa passes to the south, and we will continue to watch this potential. The tornado watch, by and large, the tornado watch will expire at 11 o'clock along with the tornado warning. We have two separate tornado alerts in effect, everywhere shaded in red right now. So that is all of Calvert, all of St. Mary's counties, all of the Northern Neck, and all of the lower Delmarva are under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. Now, it's that pink polygon in southern St. Mary's County that's under that tornado warning. So this would be the area we're talking about to see potential impacts if a tornado were indeed to touch down. We have no new updates here from the National Weather Service, but at 10 10:30, so about 10, 11, 12 minutes ago, they were monitoring a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was located over St. Inigo's Creek. It was moving to the northwest. And as I say that, we did just now get a brand new update in here from the National Weather Service. They are going to continue this tornado warning for St. Mary's County until 11 o'clock this evening. This severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado has now been located potentially over the St. Mary's River, moving northwest at 35 miles per hour. This is radar indicated rotation still. We have no confirmed areas of rotation. For those in the direct path of a potential tornado touchdown, flying debris could be dangerous, so you're going to want to take those tornado safety precautions. Again, if we're getting to the lowest level of your home, you would want to get down to a basement or a first floor, whatever you have available to you, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Growing up in Lesby, my house did not have a basement. We lived in a pretty standard one-story ranch type home. So my mom, we had one room that didn't touch any of the outside walls. That was the interior bathroom. We went in there. My mom would take one of our mattresses, and that's where we would be for the duration of the storm, and that would be a good idea with this. So we're going to be talking about damage to roof, siding, and windows that could occur with this. Mobile homes may be damaged or destroyed, and tree damage could be likely. So after the storm, if you have any damage, you definitely want to keep William Richmond Inc. in mind to take care of any of your roofing needs there. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain mainly over rural areas of southeastern St. Mary's County, but we know that this area still is populated. We have St. Mary's City, we have Piney Point, Tall Timbers, Valley Lee, Callaway. These regions are the areas we are talking about for this. So we're going to also be talking about Great Mills, Drayton, St. Inigo's, potentially on over towards Park Hall and Ridge. You're no longer technically in this warning, but you are still seeing the heavy rain from this. So you're going to want to take cover now. Tornadoes are extremely difficult to see at nighttime, so you're not going to be able to go outside and get a typical Midwestern type photo shot of this. You just want to take those tornado safety precautions. If there is a tornado, it is likely rain wrapped and it is dark outside, so you're not going to be able to see this. Again, we want to get down to the lowest level of your home, and we're going to just want to stay one step ahead of this. Nothing to be I wouldn't worry or freak out right now. We just want to take those tornado safety precautions to be safe. As we zoom out, we will see this entire band of rain, the core of Elsa, the outer edge of the core of this tropical storm, continue to impact southern parts of Calvert County from about Port Republic, St. Leonard Point south, and from about Leonardtown Point south over the next hour and a half or so. We're going to see if we can't just get our radar back up here as we let this load up. There we go, and you can really see this is the area we're talking about. Let's see if we have an updated reflectivity measurement here and let that update here for us. But that kind of shows you where we're talking about potential rotation here. We're really talking right in this region. I know that might be hard to see. I'll see if I can't just get that pen color a little bit darker here so you can see really where we're talking about this potential rotation here for you. We'll see if the black circle kind of helps there, but this is the area we would be talking about for potential rotation, potentially trying to move up into this region. We'll see if this rotation couplet is able to hold together as it moves further north. A typical typically what we see with these types of tornadic cells within tropical storms, they are short-lived, they're weak, and they're short-lived. So I don't think we're talking about a long-track tornado that's going to ride the Potomac coastline. But if you're over towards Leonardtown, if you up there near St. Andrew's Church Road, you're going to want to start just thinking about potentially having to take those tornado safety precautions, have an idea of where you would go if this tornado warning were to get extended. We're not there just yet, though, so we're going to put that on hold, but do start thinking about that as we continue to move forward here. If you were just now joining us, let me kind of reset you at where we are right now at 10:47. I'm forecaster John Bordash here, continuing to keep you ahead of this dangerous storm. We do continue to look at this tornado warning in effect until 11 o'clock for this area here shaded in this pink polygon. This extends from Lexington Park on over towards California. This includes Great Mills down towards Callaway. Really there right up along just south of Route 4, just south of St. Andrew's Church Road here in southern parts of St. Mary's County. And this warning is going to go in effect here until 11 o'clock. So we have about 13 more minutes on this warning, and we're going to stay with you to continue to keep you ahead of the storm here. But the worst of this storm, where we're looking at some of the highest signs of rotation here. We'll see if this is going to work with me here. We're going to continue to watch for that potential. It's not a clear-cut rotation couplet here, but it does give you an idea. We're still looking at that potential to be centered really right in this region. We're now getting close to Valley Lee here. And what I want to do actually is head on over towards the MDOT website, see if we can't just get one of our cameras loaded up on this, because I think if we do indeed have something on the ground, I think this will really help us to see that. So let's get this loaded up. It's going to be our Southern St. Mary's County camera here down towards Great Mills. We'll see what we got on it right now. So this would be Maryland 5 at 246. This right now, this intersection down here towards Great Mills Road, we're looking at heavy rain. We're looking at those gusty winds. I'm not seeing, crazy signs of rotation at this very moment, but we are still looking at that potential for heavy rain and gusty winds. And regardless if this tornado actually does touch down, we will have gusty winds. And you can see with this camera here, you can see how the wind is blowing the rain all around. So you're going to want to be moving down here into the into your tornado safe spot. And I do want to stay on this camera just for a little bit, because you can really kind of see here how the wind is really driving that rain. I know this is the best quality camera, but this does show you what we're talking about, as we have a pretty decently sized truck, and a couple of them moving through here with this tornado warning in effect. So that is what we're talking about at this very moment right now. Let me take you back on over here to radar. We're going to kind of recenter ourselves, see if we have a new radar update in here. Let's get this loaded back up. We are getting our new scan, and it is just now coming in. Let's go ahead and clear the telestration. And yeah, we're really talking about this area down here into near Valley Lee. This is going to be just north of Piney Point. And I want to see if I can't just load up one of our other products here, which really allows us to get in depth here with the different towns. Let's see if we can't just switch screens here quickly. Yeah, so we are talking, if I want to actually turn radar off for a quick second to give you an idea of the area. This right here, this is the region we're talking about that needs to be on guard for potential rotation from this storm. This is taking you right over Piney Point Road, over Medley's Neck Road. We're talking State Highway 249, I believe that was. We are going to continue to watch for this potential really coming into this area down here in southern parts of St. Mary's County. This is getting right into Valley Lee, right down towards Piney Point here over the next little bit. Let's come back over here to our chart camera, see if we can't just get a new update here with this storm. The storm would be getting near this region. If we're looking at a potential tornado, we should be able to see something here on our Great Mills camera here at Maryland 5 at 246. We still do have this tornado warning in effect for another 9 minutes here for southern St. Mary's County. We're still just looking at heavy rain, looks like thus far from this right now. As we come back over here towards radar, let's see if we have a new reflectivity scan in here, and we do. This is going to be the region really right now, really coming in here towards Valley Lee as this storm continues to track here to the north and west. And we're going to really watch this here for coastal parts of St. Mary's County here. So for those of you that live on up towards State Highway 244 here, getting into Leonardtown, Medley's Neck Road, you're gonna, if you live up along that entire stretch of roadway there, just to the south, I want to say that is Route 5, south and east of Route 5 towards the Potomac River, I would stay in your tornado safety placement here for the next little bit. We will continue to watch this potential for as the storm continues to move on up towards the north. Let me go ahead and see. Let me come back over here. Let's take you back towards normal radar reflectivity. Let's clear this off. And I want to see if this wants to work for me. Oh, pardon me for 1 second. There we go. Okay. Let's take you back over here. So the area I would really be watching for, just to kind of give you a map representation of this, here you have Route 5 on up towards Leonardtown. It's really going to be this region on up through here that I am boxing in. Over the short term, this yellow box, this is the area. If we have a tornado on the ground, this is likely where we're going to see a touchdown of that. My apologies. I'm looking at another one of my screens to see if we have any new information coming in here yet from the National Weather Service, and we don't just yet, but this is what we're going to continue to watch here over the next little bit. Let me take you back on over here to radar. We will zoom back out, show you really what we're talking about here across the region. Again, that tornado warning's in effect. Tornado watch is set to expire at 11. We'll see if they continue that or not. We'll see kind of how the storm continues to move here. We have another 7 minutes on this tornado warning, but as we zoom out, you can see really where that core of the tropical storm Elsa is right now. I want to take you to normal reflectivity mode here, and let's just give this a 1 hour loop, and you can see how that tornado warning pops up, but you can really see where the core of Elsa is here, now crossing the southern parts of the Chesapeake Bay, and that's allowing for the core of Elsa to start to move into southern St. Mary's and parts of southern Calvert County as well. So if you are south of Port Republic, south of St. Leonard, south of Loveville, down towards Lesby, Lexington Park, down towards Ridge, those are the areas over the next little bit where we're going to be talking about that potential for heavy rain over the next hour, hour and a half right now. We will continue to watch this. I want to zoom back in. We have no current reports of a confirmed tornado on the ground, which is good news. But this storm is producing a healthy amount of lightning out over the bay. So I'm sure if you're over towards Pax River, maybe you're over towards Drum Point or Cove Point, you're probably hearing some thunder off in the distance as the rain begins to pick up. And it really will be these areas that I'm about to outline here. It's really this black line I'm drawing on. That's probably going to be about as far north and west as the core of this the tropical storm gets. So we could talk about that potential for a quick little spin up rotation signature here, and that's what we're seeing in St. Mary's County right now. But I think that's going to be the northernmost extent. I think it's really going to be from about St. Leonard to Leonardtown Point south, where we're going to see some of this heavy rain move in, where we're going to be talking about gusty winds, and we are also still talking about that potential of a tornado across our region. We will continue to watch this across our region. Our latest, I want to see if we have an updated radar scan here. We're loading the newest one, and it looks like it's just about loaded up here. See what our velocity continues to show. Yeah, and it really does show that potential here on up towards Callaway for a little bit of rotation. We'll see what our traffic cameras are showing here for you. So again, this is right around Great Mills Road. You can see the heavy rain. You can see the gusts of wind really showing where we have winds really driving that rain. Again, and my apologies for looking away, not right at the camera. But we do now have a new report of pretty strong wind gusts of up to 47 miles an hour was reported on over towards Piney Point. And I want to see if this is, yeah, so if I switch gears here just a little bit and show you what I'm looking at. Let me bring that back up here. This radar tool allows us to track rotation over the last hour. Where you get these yellows, that is indicative of some rotation. And we see that where that history has been just south of St. Mary's City, potentially trying to move in here towards the Valley Lee area. This is south of Route 5 on over towards Piney Point Road, Medley's Neck Road. Any of these locations, you should be in your tornado safe spot right now. We do have another 3 minutes on this tornado warning for our region. We'll see if they continue to extend this or not. It is possible that they could. So we will continue to watch for that potential. In that couplet I'm watching, it's again, it's not a clear cut. This isn't a supercell we're tracking here, so it's not picture perfect. But where we have these brighter green colors right through here, and then we have lighter green colors in here, that's indicative of at least a little bit of rotation there, given our atmospheric setup today. So it's going to be this region where those kind of meet, that we're watching that potential as they continue to push here to the north and west. So we will continue to watch this. We'll see if we get a new issuance of the tornado warning. We will get that news in here within the next 3 or 4 minutes. But even if we don't, we are still looking at heavy rain and gusty winds moving into the region, and we will continue to track this over the next little bit. Let me take you back towards reflectivity mode here, and we continue to see a healthy amount of lightning out of this storm, considering that this is a tropical storm, not necessarily just a severe storm, with this storm out over the bay. And this is all within the core of Elsa. So as we zoom out here, what you're going to notice is really what we call the center of the storm, where Elsa is actually located, is right up and through here. And then this is going to be the outer core of Elsa. So let me write that there. And if I put this into motion here, what you'll be able to see, it's just exactly how that works. This moving into the circle is the core of the center, and then what's rotating around is the core of that. That's where we're talking with the strongest wind gusts, the heaviest rain, and also, as we now see, the potential for a tornado. And that's across portions of southern St. Mary's County. We've seen several tornado warnings down towards southeastern Virginia, and now that threat has clearly moved northward here. And we will see if this tornado warning does indeed get extended for parts of our region. But again, we have no clear signs of rotation. It's not a typical storm we're looking for. We're just looking for gradual shifting of the winds, and this is what we're dealing with right now. So we'll see if this gets extended. If not, we will continue to see heavy rain move into the region. If we put this back on that hour loop, you can see how radar shows this rain is moving, kind of pivoting around here in southern Calvert, southern parts of St. Mary's County, and it looks like that tornado warning has allowed to be been dropped. We'll see if a new one gets issued or not, but at this very moment, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire as expected. As we now hit right around 11 o'clock, this computer's a couple seconds behind, but we are talking about that tornado warning now being allowed to expire. But we are still dealing with heavy rain, gusty winds, and several rounds of lightning with this storm as it crosses over the bay. As the core of Elsa continues to move into our region. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. We're going to continue to track this here over the next little bit. I think that the worst of this weather, I think that the heaviest rain, the gustiest winds, as we've been talking about all day, and if you're new here to JB Weather, please check out jbweather.net and all of our social media that you can see there with how to connect. We're really going to be seeing the worst of the weather from about now through about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I think that's where we're going to see the worst weather, and then we are going to gradually clear up. I want to show you our Chesapeake Bounty futurecast here. Oh, that was the wrong scene I clicked on. My apologies. But as we take a look at this, and we'll let this come through here, this rendered right around 6 o'clock or so, what this shows us is pretty much what we have going on right now. Right around 11 o'clock, we see that heavy rain really focusing here on parts of southern St. Mary's County, and our Chesapeake Bounty futurecast actually did a pretty good job of pinpointing where the storm is that could be potentially producing a tornado here in southern St. Mary's County. This shows up by about midnight, 1 o'clock. That would kind of be when we start to wrap things up, so that by 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we're seeing the storm begin to work on out, and then by about 4 and 5 o'clock, we're looking clear. So tomorrow morning, you should be all good to go about your day. We will have the threat of some afternoon and evening thunderstorms, which we will touch on tomorrow. But I don't think that this is going to be an all-night affair. I think we're really talking the next hour and a half for heavy rain, and then in southern St. Mary's County, maybe the potential for a little bit of rotation. So we're going to continue to watch this. We will see how all of this kind of unfolds here as we continue to track Tropical Storm Elsa. We'll see if we have our new wind reports in yet, and we'll put on our ship and buoy observations as well. And they do show, I mean, we're talking wind gusts upwards of, oh, I have the wrong slide up. Wind gusts up here near about 35 miles an hour, 43 mile an hour wind gusts being reported down there towards Point Lookout. We're still gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour towards Pax River, 32 mile an hour wind gusts on over towards Solomons. We're talking 29 on over towards Cove Point. So we will watch as this continues to go on. It looks like the National Weather Service has also allowed for our tornado watch to expire. So now the only county locally that is in that tornado watch is Westmoreland County. So the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, and the tornado watch has been allowed to expire in Calvert and St. Mary's counties now. Let me get this forward here. Yeah, and you can see that those colors just kind of fade away there. And we'll continue to watch all of this. I mean, just because those warnings and watches have been allowed to expire does not mean that we're not still looking at that potential for some turning and twisting of the winds. Let me get some of those numbers turned off. And we'll just take one quick look back here towards our velocity. And in the very least, this is still showing where we have some pretty high wind gusts up to 45 mile an hour, 44 mile an hour, even up to 30 mile an hour as this storm here continues to track to the north and west. So even though this tornado warning has been allowed to expire for our region, we are still looking at some pretty gnarly wind gusts, really kind of centered right into this region. And then this is going to kind of pivot around like so. So any interest here in southern St. Mary's County, you're going to continue to see these wind gusts. You're going to continue to see the heavy rain over the next 60 to 90 minutes here. So you just kind of got to get through it. But you are good at this moment to come out of those tornado safe places. And, you know, you can now watch me as in the living room if you want. And I would say probably over here towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, you see this little guy out here, a little bit of red showing up. That's probably going to move on shore here over the next 15 minutes or so. We'll be watching for that potential for more heavy rain. Moving to Piney Point, Callaway, Lexington Park, the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, Cove Point, Drum Point, and that's pretty much what we're talking about here, really across the region. We'll see if we have any other indications here of rotation, and what I will show you, this is a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff of what I look at, and trust me, this is not fancy by any stretch of the imagination. It's very sciencey. But this is our 4-panel radar. This is what I look at to really kind of determine our tornado threat. And it's this panel down here that's kind of important right now. This indicates where we have rotation. If we were to get some blues and greens kind of showing up here. And I don't know if this, there we go. You can kind of see how that rotation popped up here for a little bit, but now it's beginning to go away as the storm continues to track here to the north and west. But I still do see a little bit of rotation here with this storm, just some general rotation. So we could still be potentially talking about maybe a water spout trying to drop on down here over the next little bit. But if you have any questions, I think I'm in a spot now where I think you could probably take them. During the tornado warnings, it's not always a safe bet to get to all of your questions, but I will try my best. Yeah, Robin Science, that is my life, Science. Let's see, just heard some crazy wind gusts from the basement. Aaron, I'm sure you have, especially, I mean, really, and I will say this, our Futurecast we run here at JB Weather, brought to you by Chesapeake Bounty, did a great job showing this potential. If I let this loop and get it to where we are right now, we'll do a comparison here of how this has kind of looked. This is how Futurecast had radar looking at 11 o'clock, so right now. You kind of see rain focusing right here on southern Calvert and southern parts of St. Mary's County. This is how it looks right now. It did a fantastic job of showing that potential. And as we continue to run this on forward, we'll see that rain will continue as we head towards midnight, 1 o'clock, and then that last deformation band will begin to move on out. And then we should begin to clear the region here by about 3 or 4 in the morning, so you should be good after that point. Let me come back over here. Let's see what our latest radar indicated precip amounts are. To think of my words here. Let's see if we can't get. I think we might need to come over here. We will let that load up. Let that load the newest frame. So it looks like we still do have that tornado watch in effect for southern parts of for parts of the northern next to southern Delmarva. We're talking about the potential of up over 2 inches of rain now down towards parts of St. Mary's, southern parts of St. Mary's County, on over here towards the northern neck, Lancaster County, Northumberland County, Richmond County, Westmoreland County, seeing the heavy rain as well on over towards the eastern shore. And I see Ashes saying that we're looking at winds picking up again. If I take you over here, I can get our wind estimator tool. Let me, that's at the bottom there. Radar's estimating winds gusting. I mean, we have what looks to be, with these storms that are sitting just offshore. And I can show you here, this little line right through here from parts of the midpoint of the bay just off of Cove Point and Drum Point that extends down towards Lexington Park. This line right here, radar is estimating, is producing winds or wind gusts upwards of 50 to 60 miles an hour, and this is going to be moving right on shore here. So if I can clear this, let's kind of zoom in here. Let's outline where we have these highest wind gusts right now, right into this region. The greatest amount of atmospheric forcing exists within this black circle that flashes, and that matches up well with radar. Where is this moving? It's moving just like this. So if you are in, let's call it the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, Cove Point, Drum Point, Rousby Hall, Solomon's, down towards Town Creek, Lexington Park, Pax River, Callaway, California, expect this guy right here that we have circled to potentially bring not only heavy rain, but gusty winds upwards of potentially 40, 50, maybe even up to 60 mile an hour wind gusts coming as the core of Elsa passes through parts of the region. We are now getting a new storm report in a tree down on over towards Rosecroft Road in St. Mary's City. This is 4 miles west-northwest of Dameron in St. Mary's County. So that is the latest storm report we've gotten in there. We'll see if they deem that as related to a potential tornado touchdown. That is in the exact same area where we had a potential tornado touchdown just a little bit ago. We'll see that where that tornado warning was in effect. We have no new weather alerts in effect at the current moment. And apparently over the course of this, as I take a look at my phone, somehow the Nationals went from leading 6-0 to now only leading 8-7. Woof. But let me go ahead. Let me clear that. Let's kind of zoom back out here. And as we zoom out, what you'll see, yeah, I mean, decent amount of lightning with this as we continue to track this storm as it's moving here. Oh, I didn't actually finish the paintbrush. Clear and finish. As it continues to spin away down here, if we come on over here towards radar, Toby Kardashian. I'm not sure what I'm missing something. Paul says reporting just about 5 inches of rain down there in parts of St. Inigo's. Yeah, and I believe that case. I mean, I have the MLB app, and as I'm just scrolling through here, I'm seeing we're hitting grand slams. What's a Nat season without a little bit of heartbreak, right? If we come over here to our radar, we'll see if it's able to update. If not, we'll kind of switch gears here and let this reboot, because we've kind of put our radar system through the ringer a little bit. And actually, this should work if we come over here towards our national mosaic. If we just let this move through here, this is the last hour. You can see where that's really where the center of Elsa is right now. And that new advisory on Tropical Storm Elsa should be out here. Yeah, Max gave up a grand slam and 6 total runs. Jesus. Yeah, see, my TV that I typically watch everything is right over here, and sure enough, these things happen when I'm not able to watch. So what I actually want to do, before I start checking out advisories, I want to bring you on over here. Let's take a look at a couple of our traffic cameras. So this is that Great Mills camera, and it looks like maybe we have a power outage out here down towards 246 at 5 Great Mills Road. You can still see the heavy rain. We'll see what this guy does. Does he stop or just... I mean, why not? But you can see the heavy rain, gusty winds out there. If we take you on over here towards the Chesapeake or over towards the Thomas Johnson Bridge camera, it doesn't really show a clear image here for you. Let's see what our Leonardtown camera shows. Not seeing too much as we come over here towards, well, this shows you something. Chancellor's Run Road, 235 at 237. You can see, that the rain falling, pounding a little bit. Gusty winds with that as well. If we zoom down here and get these California cameras, 235 at St. Andrews Church Road. Yeah, if I can, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the little icon there. I can see it though. Yeah, it's fine. But it looks like we have some pretty heavy rain, some decent rains coming through in parts of southern St. Mary's County. And we'll continue to watch this. What I will take a quick look at here is the SMECO website, see if we have any reports of outages. I typically, because truth be told, I'm not in Southern Maryland right now. And this would have been a great storm to go home to chase. We'll see if we have any reports of power outages. And we do have a couple. So here, I'll share this again here for you. So this would be the SMECO website. So 190 customers out right now. And I like to view by zip code. That kind of oh, that's not what I wanted to do. By location, by zip code. Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about a couple of power outages down here towards the Ridge area, on over towards St. James, Park Hall, Lexington Park, on over there towards Hermanville Road, on over towards Town Creek, and then on up here towards Mechanicsville. So we do have a couple of power outages, and we do now have a brand new flash flood warning in effect for parts of our region. Let's take you on over here. Let's show you the latest brand new flash flood warning now in effect. And you just saw that pop up here. This is in effect for southern parts of St. Mary's County, where we had that tornado warning in effect earlier. I need to get this posted up on over towards Facebook and Twitter. I know these automatically posted, but I like to attach these images so people have an idea of what we're talking about here. Oh, and it looks like, oh, we do now have a brand new tornado warning now in effect for that line we were just talking about. It's here in parts of southern Calvert County, southern parts of St. Mary's County. We do not have a brand new, so this is just now coming in here to the Weather Center, a brand new tornado warning. I just saw this posted. Thank God for those auto alerts for parts of St. Mary's County on over towards southern parts of Calvert County. So I need to get a couple of things done here quickly. So brand new tornado warning now in effect for that pink polygon you see there. Let me get the latest information here for you. I have to do several things at one time, so bear with me here. Let's see if we can't just get radar loaded up here. Let's get this tornado warning posted here for you. Go ahead and tag friends if you will. I won't do a brand new live for this. But let me get this posted quick, then we'll go over all the latest information. If you are just now joining, welcome. I'm forecaster John Bordash here with you for a brand new tornado warning in effect for southern parts of Calvert County and for southern parts of St. Mary's County until 11:45 this evening. As we take a look here, let's get the latest storm details here for you, get the latest information. The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued this tornado warning for east central St. Mary's County and for southern Calvert County until 11:45. At 11:12, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near the Patuxent River Naval Air Station or near Lexington Park and moving northwest at 30 miles an hour. Again, if you're just now joining, this is a brand new tornado warning here for this pink polygon. We'll get more into town names here in just 1 second. This is just radar indicated rotation at the moment. And for those of you in this pink polygon, and those within the direct path of a potential tornado touchdown, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Damage to roofs, siding, and windows may occur, and mobile homes may be damaged or destroyed. Tree damage with this storm is likely. Locations impacted include Lexington Park, Town Creek, California, Lesby, the Patuxent River Naval Air Station, Drum Point, and Park Hall. So all of these locations here now within this pink polygon. So this would include Solomons, this would include Drum Point, down towards Drowsby Hall, over here towards the Route 4 bridge that connects Calvert and St. Mary's County, Town Creek, California. This would really kind of be, if you want to think of it this way, 235 points east in St. Mary's County. So take that 3-notch road on over towards the Patuxent River, on over towards the bay. Again, this would be that tornado warning here now to 11:45. And again, for those of you joining, thank you for joining in this evening. We are continuing to track dangerous weather as Tropical Storm Elsa continues to impact our region, and will continue to do so over the next hour or two. Taking a look at the latest reflectivity data, this will really allow us to get an idea where we're looking at potential rotation. We were just talking about the potential for a tornado earlier in southern parts of St. Mary's County. This threat has now continued to move on up towards the north here, on over towards portions of east central and southern Calvert County. So if we're talking about rotation, it looks likely that we're talking about it right in this region, and that would be really kind of moving up along 3-notch road there. The way our computer system is estimating potential impact times here, so I can kind of show you on this side of things. So we just kind of zoom in here. We're talking Lexington Park here at about 11:30. Once this moves on shore, we're talking Solomons by 11:35, California by about 11:40, Hollywood by about 11:50, and then eventually getting on over towards Loveville, potentially Morganza and Chaptico here by about 12 o'clock, right around midnight. Trust me, I have family that lives down in Solomon, so I get how scary this can be. What should you be doing at this moment? If you're on this pink polygon, you want to take those tornado safety precautions. Get to the lowest level of your home. That either means the first floor or the basement of your home. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Growing up, what my mom would do is that we grew up in a 1-story ranch home, no basement. I know a lot of people in this region have homes like that. What she would do is take us into the only room that did not have an exterior wall. It was the interior bathroom. We'd all gather in there, and she'd bring occasionally a mattress with us just in case there was any flying debris or anything if a tornado was indeed confirmed. But this is the region now that we're talking about for a potential tornado, and you want to be taking those tornado safety precautions in parts of St. Mary's and Calvert County. Again, this warning is in effect until 11:45, so that's going to take us through about the next half an hour that I will be here with you live to give you the latest storm information, the latest storm details here. And for those of you joining, again, brand new tornado warning here now for this region. What we will do is go ahead and kind of get into radar. I have several different radar programs opened up here. Let me switch you on over to one of them. Yeah, so again, this is our pink polygon here. This gives you a good idea of what we're talking about and where we're talking about potential impacts here. So that's going to be, Chancellor's Run Road. We're talking on over towards 246. We're talking 3-notch road. Here would be the Thomas Johnson Bridge. There would be Solomons. Down here you'd have Drum Point. On over towards the southern parts of Rousby Hall, all of that. Over here towards Mill Creek, parts of Solomons and Dowell. The Pax River Naval Rec Center should be right over here in parts of Solomon. So these are the areas we're talking about. Let's throw radar back on here. And you can kind of see where this storm would be right now. If we put this in motion, you can see how this storm, you can almost see it rotate itself. If you watch how this is trying to move around, you can see where we would be looking at a potential water spout that might try to come on land here. And the area we would be watching for that to potentially come on land at this moment would be right along Pax River, right at the naval base. So it would be this part of the peninsula here that's going to be sticking out. This is where we're going to watch for that potential water spout if there is one to come on shore. So we will continue to watch this as this storm continues to push north and west. So here is 3-notch road right up along here. It's going to be from these locations points inland. Now if I take you on over towards our sciencey radar, which I know people love for me to talk about, I will clear the screen up here a little bit because I know this is almost impossible for anyone outside of me to look at. Let's turn some of this off. Let's turn this special marine warning off for the moment. This is really going to be the region. So up here, this is going to be radar reflectivity. This up in here is going to be potential for, or these two frames here, potential for rotation. And then this over here would be indicative of where we have potential violent motion in the atmosphere. So I know that's a lot of different words, a lot of big words that maybe you don't necessarily know. But the skinny of it is we're looking at a potential for a tornado down in this region just off of Pax River right now that could potentially try to move up in here towards Pax River, Town Creek, those locations, those communities that are neighboring parts of the lower Patuxent River where the river is going to be meeting the bay there. So it's going to be these regions that we're going to be talking about over the next little bit. Let's switch you back on over here towards this version of radar. It's a little bit nicer. One other thing I wanted to touch on when we got rudely interrupted by this tornado warning is this flash flood warning we have in effect now until 2:15 for southern parts of St. Mary's County. So your tornado threat down here in Dameron, while that might be done for the moment, you will have flash flooding concerns. I want to see if I can't just get that loaded up here. So the flash flood warning for southeastern St. Mary's County until 2:15. At 11:13, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across this warned area. There's flashing in the green. And if you see me looking over, I have another monitor over here that stays with weather alerts. I'm checking that real quick. But between 2 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen in parts of southern St. Mary's County, and additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area within the next hour. So flash flooding is ongoing, are expected to begin shortly. So locations impacted by flash flooding include Lexington Park, Piney Point, Tall Timber, St. Mary City, St. Mary's River, St. Inigo's Creek, St. George Island, St. Inigo's, Park Hall, Drayton, and Dameron. Those are those regions. But again, this is our tornado warning for right here. And again, right around 11:12, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near the Patuxent River Naval Air Station or near Lexington Park and moving northwest at 30 miles an hour. This is still just radar indicated rotation. And let's see, let's get those town names loaded up. So this would be impacting Lexington Park, Town Creek, California, southern parts of Lesby, the Patuxent River Naval Air Station, Drum Point, and Park Hall. So you want to be moving to the basement or an interior room or to the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter to protect yourself from flying debris. And heavy rainfall is likely going to hide any potential tornado that we have touched down here. We have no confirmation of a tornado just yet, but if I take you on over here towards this version of radar, this helps us measure where we have potential rotation. So right now, potential rotation, it's where you're going to see areas of color here. So this down here towards St. Mary City, this was the rotation we were picking up here with the earlier tornado warning. This right in here would be the rotation we're picking up with our new tornado warning. So that, again, is going to be potentially moving right here in the parts of Lexington Park. What we're going to do quick is see if we can't just get a look on over towards our cameras down here in this part of St. Mary's County. And see if I can't just get those loaded up. So yeah, if I take you on over here, this would be 235 at 237 down here in Lexington Park. You can see where the heavy rain is. You can see the wind kind of blowing the rain around there a little bit. If I'm able to kind of come out of this, I really would love to be able to get one of these cameras here loaded up. Yeah. And I guess maybe I'm not going to be able to, no. But I do see heavy rain falling on over here towards California. We'll take a look at the Thomas Johnson Bridge camera, see what that's able to show. Not much. That camera's not too good. Let's see. Cars asking if we have a new tornado warning in Huntingtown, and I don't have any word of that in just yet. Yeah, nothing just yet there, Carl. If that changes, trust me, I'm sure you will be one of the first people to know along with me what's going on. This is our latest look at radar right now. If we can put radar into motion here over the last hour, that really helps to show what we've been tracking here. Over the last hour, you'll be able to see we had that first tornado warning and now a new tornado warning. And in fact, for parts of Lexington Park, southern parts of Calvert County, you can see how this rain, again, it really isn't going too much more to the north than St. Leonard or Leonardtown. It really is confined to southern parts of Calvert County, southern parts of St. Mary's County. Let me just getting these weather alerts in right now, and I still see that the Nats are holding on to that one run lead. But this is a kind of a look here for you. Down here towards the mouth of the bay, you can see where the center of Elsa is, where it's spinning. It's now trying to move on to the lower parts of the Delmarva Peninsula, and we are in the outer edges of the core of this system, where we have plenty of twisting and turning of the winds leading to these multiple tornado warnings. And as I zoom in here, our storm track here, if it wants to load for me, which it doesn't, so I will do a manual track here for the storm. And actually, no, I won't, because that won't work either, which is fine. And we're actually getting some new storm reports in right now. So a couple of our new storm reports. A new one just now coming in at Webster Field. Wind gusts of 43 miles an hour was measured at the U.S. Coast Guard station on over towards St. Indigo's now. So again, we are continuing to track heavy rain and gusty winds with these storms. If we take a look at the potential wind gusts from this, okay, I don't need this to show up now. If we take a look at the potential wind gusts from this, we're talking about very gusty winds. I'm going to turn that off. So down here towards Callaway, radar is estimating wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour on over towards this region. We're estimating wind gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour right now over towards Lexington Park. We have 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts sitting just off of Cove Point and Drum Point that'll be moving on shore here over the next little bit. So we have some pretty gusty winds down here towards southern Calvert, southern parts of St. Mary's County, and we're going to continue to watch as this continues to move on shore. So if you are even if you're outside of this tornado warning, if you're in southern Calvert or southern St. Mary's County, heavy rain's moving in, and if it isn't to you just yet, let's say you're over towards White Sands or on over towards northern parts of Lesby, you might not be seeing much right now, but you do have heavy rain just sitting just offshore that's waiting to come on shore here over the next little bit. See if we have any new updates here from the National Weather Service. We don't have anything in just yet, and we don't have any updated confirmation or any updated indications of a tornado being on the ground. So right now we are just talking about that potential here for a radar indicated tornado. And just to kind of regather here, especially for those who just now joining, I think if we're talking about anything, if I can take you on over here, I really think if we have a tornado right now with this storm, it's going to be located right around here, and it's going to be moving up in this direction. So if you're really the area I would be the most concerned about right now, it's going to be from 235, which is, I'm going to draw a little blue line on here just to show you. This would be 235 Three Notch Road. So if you are from 235 points east here towards the Patuxent River, then we're talking southern Calvert County. So this is really going to be like just Solomons and barely parts of Lesby. This is really talking like Drum Point, Rousby Hall, Olivet, Dowd, those regions on over towards Solomons Island, and then the Navy Rec Center. It's going to be those regions. It's going to be this area where I would be the most concerned about. And this is definitely where you're going to want to have those tornado safety precautions in place. And it actually looks like that tornado warning has been allowed to expire early, which is great news right now. But we are still going to watch for this potential here to see maybe a tornado in this region. Let's get reflectivity loaded up here for us and see what we're taking a look at. Yeah, I mean, you can see right where that potential rotation would be. So that tornado warning's been allowed to cancel, but you can see right where that little notch is here, where that could be potentially moving on shore. But good news now, that tornado warning has now been allowed to get canceled, is no longer in effect for these areas, but we are still going to watch for the potential of heavy rain, gusty winds, and we're still going to talk about that potential of a twisting and turning of the winds as Elsa continues to track to the south here. As we take an updated look here at oh, thank you, Chris. Direct link to that camera. You saw me struggling with that. Oh, yes, you're awesome. Why is this so zoomed in, though? Okay, we'll roll with this. So thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So this will be 235 at 4 south. You can see here on 3 Notch Road where we have the heavy rain kind of lingering. We'll continue to watch that. Let's see. Steven is saying it's flooded by the Great Mill sheets. Oh, Chris, okay, it's full screen. Yeah, I was able to figure that one out. Thank you. I'm going to have to bookmark it so I don't have to go through that again. But yeah, so this is what this is kind of the state of game right now. Heavy rain continues to move on through the region. What I want to show you right now, though, would be our estimated rainfall totals. And I don't know if this is going to load anything newer than the 11 o'clock frame because this updates so infrequently. Let me try something else. We're going to try to work a little bit of my magic now. So let's take it on over here. We have other ways to combat this. Let's take a look at rainfall over the last 12 hours. This helps out a lot. Let's take off the storm reports quick, unless I was in. Oh, we have another one. So 41 and another wind gusts of up to 45 mile an hour. Now, just off a point lookout. But where you see this like brownish color, this is our radar. It's estimating 2 to 4 inches has fallen. So maybe that 2 to 4 inch rainfall forecast should kind of verify after all. But you can really see that sharp cutoff where we are seeing heavy rain in southern Calvert and St. Mary's County versus almost nothing up towards Anne Arundel and PG County and then back here towards I-95. But we do no longer have that tornado warning in effect, which is great news, which is an awesome place to start with. Give me 1 second. Talking a decent amount does indeed wear my voice down a little bit. If I can take it back on over towards radar right now, let's kind of zoom things out. And as we do so, what you'll be able to see here is where the center of Elsa currently sits. And what I will do is quickly take a look at our latest National Weather Service advisory on Elsa. We'll see if she's strengthened at all. She has not. Elsa's approaching the Chesapeake Bay. Flash flooding threat in the mid-Atlantic and northeastern U.S. continues. So right now, the center of Elsa is being estimated about 37.6 north, 76.5 west, so that's about 50 miles west-northwest of Norfolk, Virginia. We are still running with that tropical storm warning here for parts of Calvert, St. Mary's, and Westmoreland County, as well as our eastern shore counties as well. But you can kind of see really how Elsa's turning right now. And the back edge is not all that far away. So the back edge of the moisture right now currently lies right here. This is the back edge. And this is where the center of Elsa is. That's going to be moving here to the north and east. So we're going to watch for, and this storm's moving at a pretty good clip. The National Weather Service has it moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. So this is moving at a good clip as this continues to move to the north and east here. This back end of rain will really start to move through the region. What I want to do is quickly show you a futurecast. Again, our Chesapeake Bounty Futurecast has done amazing today, showing the potential for Elsa and the impacts locally. This was rendered the latest version at 6 o'clock. So these are a couple of the old frames. What I will show you as we head on over towards it to show you the midnight frame here. It shows really what we're talking about right now. Here at 12 o'clock, or getting close to 12 o'clock, showing that the heaviest rain exists in southern parts of Calvert and St. Mary's County, which is indeed happening right now. And our Futurecast shows Elsa beginning to pull away here. And you can see that back end band thing trying to clear the area by about 1, 2, 3 o'clock. And then eventually moving out on over towards the Delaware Bay, New Jersey. And by tomorrow morning, we should really be clear. Let me take you back here towards radar, show you what we're talking about right now. Again, thank you for all of you that are joining me right now. The close to 1,000 of you I saw earlier, we were getting up near 1,500 viewers. That would actually be more than we saw with Hurricane Isaias when that made landfall last year. So that would be a new record here for JB Weather, which I definitely appreciate. I started talking and I lost my train of thought of what I wanted to do. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I've totally lost it. It'll come back to me, I'm sure, at some point. Oh, I wanted to take a look at our latest reflectivity. That was it. To see what we're talking about right now. Let's take a look at that base reflectivity, or the velocity. See if we have any new areas of rotation trying to develop. I mean, I see maybe some broad areas of rotation here on over towards the bay. I mean, we see maybe a little hint of something here, maybe a little hint of something here, so we'll watch those as they continue to move here to the north and west. That just did a thing I've never seen any. Aaron is saying coffee. It's a little too late for me to be rolling with coffee, and my acid reflux I don't think would like that at all. But yeah, so these storms out here over the open bay, down here off of Pax River, we're going to continue to watch these. These will have the potential to rotate as they continue to move north and west, or north and east here, rather. We do have a special marine warning, though, in effect, I believe, for this region. Or maybe I'm lying to you and that's not in effect anymore. No, I'm lying. It's not in effect anymore. But we will continue to watch that. We actually do now have a brand new tornado warning for parts of the eastern shore. So nowhere here locally. But for those of you that have interest on over towards the eastern shore, we have a brand new tornado warning in effect here down towards near Rehoboth Beach. This would be a tornado warning just near Rehoboth Beach. Let me get the latest information here. This would be for southeastern Sussex County in Delaware. They've issued this tornado warning until midnight. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Millville, or 13 miles north of Ocean City, moving northwest at 40 miles an hour. This is a radar-indicated source of rotation, and locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Georgetown, Milton, Millville, Long Neck, Ocean View. So this is going to be what we're talking about. Again, it's just inland here, Rehoboth Beach, but for those of you that have interest here, Fenwick, Bethany, Dewey, Rehoboth, just north of Ocean City, these are going to be the areas. And as this storm continues to track here to the north and west, we're going to see this potentially try to impact the Milford area on up towards the Dover region potentially over the next probably hour to 2 hours. But that's really what we're talking about right now. That's the only game we have in town in terms of tornadoes. We do have that potential for a little bit of rotation currently over parts of the lower, or the middle bay here, just off of Cove Point, and we do still have that flash flood warning, which I definitely don't want to forget about here, on over towards parts of St. Mary's County. And just to retouch on that, just so we can give now this some of the attention it deserves, because this is also a pretty big deal. This flash flood warning for southeastern St. Mary's County is in effect until 2:15. It's for this green polygon here. If I turn radar off, you should actually be able to see it. It's this green polygon shaded area. At 11:13, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warranty area. Between 2 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen, and additional amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible over the next hour. And flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin here very shortly. What I want to do now is take a look at those wind gusts we have across the area this evening. What radar is indicating right now, how this is kind of depicting all of this. Radar continues to show me some very gusty winds over here towards Valley Lee, potentially upwards of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts here between Valley Lee and Piney Point. This thunderstorm out here continues to grab my attention, producing wind gusts between 50 and 60 mile an hour just offshore here of Southern Calvert and St. Mary's County. And if I pair this up with our reflectivity, that's where we have some of the heaviest rain as well. So we'll watch this. These storms are just kind of generally pivoting around the main core of Elsa, and we will continue to watch that. Over the last hour, you can kind of see how things have continued to move and pivot across the area. Elsa continues to be centered just to the south of our region. We have no new storm reports in anywhere, though. What we did have earlier were reports of downed trees. If I can get that uploaded. Yeah, so that was 4 miles west-northwest of Dameron, tree down on Rosecroft Road in St. Mary's City, over there in St. Mary's County. So we are going to continue to watch all of this. You can see where the center of Elsa now appears to be. It looks to be, I guess if you want to call it maybe an additional landfall, but it's really coming over here towards the central, or parts of the lower eastern shore right now, and this will continue here to race off to the north and east, doing so at 25 miles an hour. So there isn't much rain. I mean, if you're over towards Huntingtown, if you're over towards La Plata, you're probably saying, JB, what the heck are you talking about? We have no rain right now. But I promise you, if you were to drive down Route 4 or drive down 5 or drive down 235, you would see things very quickly kind of snap in a form here as you head down to the south. So we're going to continue to track this, I think, as we take a look over towards Futurecast here. Those would be the graphics. But Futurecast here, if we let this play through. Oh, an update. It looks like the Padres have now tied the Nationals here in the 6th inning. Oy vey, oy vey. But this is a look at Futurecast here. Let's get this over towards about midnight or so. This really does show where we're, how things are shaping up right now. And as we play this, it shows by about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that last outer band will begin to move out of the region, so that by 3 and 4 o'clock, we're really beginning to clear out of the region. But we will continue to watch over the next probably 15, 20, 30 minutes this potential for our twisting and turning of the winds as we continue to watch the core of Elsa. What I will show you here on the loop, it's really these areas shown here in yellow. So it's going to be this almost this imaginary line from Easton and your Cambridge to your Lesby to Lexington Park. This area, that would be kind of the outside edge of the core of Elsa. And like we said, it wasn't going to move too much past Leonardtown or St. Leonard here, and it really hasn't. And now you're starting to see it begin to kind of almost push away a little bit as Elsa now begins to race to the north and east. So I don't think we'll see any additional areas of heavy rain kind of train into the region as the general storm motion now is going to be pushing away from the region. But we will continue to track this potential of heavy rain and maybe some twisting and turning of the winds and that potential for a water spout or two here over the next little bit across southern parts of our region. But outside of this, we're going to start to really clear things up here by noon, or by midnight. Let me see what a couple of these comments are. We still have a potential in Drum Point and in Lesby. Victoria wants to know. A heavy rain likely, again, over the next half an hour. I would be aware about maybe a low-wind tornado potential or a water spout, but we have nothing confirmed at the moment, and that will really diminish after about midnight, so in the next little bit. Casey says, I'm in Lesby and just need to know if I need to prepare for the worst. Casey, you've probably survived the worst at this point. The worst of the storm is not pushing out. We're really going to start to wrap things up here over the next hour or two. What does the red mean? Slightly popping up then disappearing up by Huntingtown and Prince Frederick. So that was the tornado watch. So if I animate this, yeah, you can see at the beginning of the loop, Calvert and St. Mary's counties were shaded in red. That was that tornado watch. And then by 11 o'clock, it was allowed to expire, which is when it was set to expire. And that's why it is no longer there. The Great Mills and Point Lookout Road intersection is flooded. Roadway is closed. Catherine is reporting. Thank you. You're one of our live reporters. I appreciate that. Let's see. Lesby Curry hiding out with the wide awake and playful beagle downstairs. Laura, props you for that. I keep telling Ryan we need a beagle, and he does not like that idea. Downstairs in my son's incredibly messy place. Please, is it safe to go? But yeah, so Laura, you should be good to head back upstairs. That tornado warning's been allowed to expire here for you. And over here again, the Chesapeake Ranch Estate, you probably still have gusty winds and heavy rain, but everything is pushing out and away now, gradually towards the eastern shore. So you should be good to let everyone go back upstairs. And thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. I try my best. I've covered a couple of these events, so I kind of know what to say and what not to say when we have these kind of events move through. Yeah, Catherine, I appreciate it. Let's see, alerts in Solomon's over. Asbury stopped their warning alert. Thanks for your broadcast. Of course, Peggy, of course. And thank you for joining. JV Weather, my beloved. Oh, thank you. Y'all make me blush. Are we good now in Lexington Park? Lexington Park, you're probably still going to see rain here over the next little bit. While the rain is beginning to push out, if we zoom out, which you notice back here to the west, and it might be hard to see because the map base is green and radar shows green, but we do still have an additional area of rain that will need to push through the region. It's what's right in through here. Everything is pushing here from west to east. So while the core of the storm is going to move out, we still have to get through all of this out here, which could provide additional areas of maybe some moderate rain, some quick hitting downpour, some gusty winds before everything finally moves out. And I think we should really be good by about 2 a.m. As I kind of fix that a little bit. Wanda wants to know if any tornado warnings in Calvert County. Not at the moment, ma'am. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's Melanie. That's what I tell Ryan. He is much more sold on getting like a chocolate or like. Well, no, he wants a dark lab because he wears all black typically, and he doesn't want the fur to show up. So we'll see. I think after this I deserve a dog, but I don't know. We'll see. That'll probably be a year or so off. And I think I just heard Ryan in the other room say, what? Let's see. Weather Channel has been featuring Great Mills traffic cam nonstop and went from pretty dry to flood in like 15 minutes. Let me see if I still have that loaded up here. I want to keep that. Let me try to see if we can get that shown up here. Yeah, you can see the heavy rain. Let me switch you on over here. Yeah, you can see heavy rain. You can see emergency vehicles out and about kind of blocking off traffic a little bit. You can see the flooding of the roadway down here towards Great Mills Road. Power looks to be out in this part of town, and you can see where the heavy rain is falling. You can see illuminated there by the light. So yeah, we're talking. That's why that flash flood watch has been in effect. That's why that flash flood warning is in effect for southern parts of St. Mary's County as well. And I'm glad we're making the Weather Channel now here in southern Maryland. Oh yeah, so Aaron, yeah, this moved very quickly. So this Isaias last year moved pretty quick, but this one is racing, moving northeast here, 25 miles an hour. Yeah, this is by tomorrow morning. You're going to see. I mean, we'll have residual flooding, but if you look in the sky, you'll say, "What? what tropical storm just moved through?" Hey, Catherine, I appreciate that. Everyone should come to JB Weather right away for their latest updates. That's what we want to see. Thank you, Doris. Have a nice and safe evening, please, as we now get close to midnight. Yeah, get your kayak ready. Honestly, because with the rain ending here by about 2 o'clock or so in the morning, that should give us some time to dry out. So I'm not sure we'll see flooding issues continue across our region too much longer. Our flash flood watch is scheduled to expire here at 8 a.m. for you. Carmen Solomon's from PA. You did the opposite of me. I'm from Solomon's, living in Pennsylvania for the weekend, and you are impressive. Wish we had someone like you. Hey, well, kind of depends where you live, and I might have you covered with a weather forecast. What do I think for the Avenue area? Jennifer wants to know. You're not seeing much in Avenue right now. We're there towards Leonardtown, Breton Bay, the Potomac River. Now, this additional area of rain I have very poorly drawn out. Let me get rid of that. You have this additional area out here that's going to need to move through. So you'll probably see additional rain move through over the next little bit. And we do now have a brand new tornado warning for other parts of the eastern shore. Now let's go ahead and clear our illustration here to get you the latest updates on this. If you have any interest over here towards the oceans, over towards Ocean City, the Atlantic beaches, these would be of importance to you. We do now have a brand new tornado warning in effect for... Drum roll, please, unless this doesn't want to let me. There we go. In effect till 12:15. So this is in effect for parts of Wicomico and Worcester counties. Now on over towards the eastern shore till 12:15. At 11:48, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Snow Hill, or 16 miles northeast of Pocomoke City, moving northwest at 35 miles an hour. And this is a radar indicated tornado. Locations in, let's see, this tornadic thunderstorm will remain mainly over rural areas of southeastern Wicomico and central Worcester counties, including the following locations: Mount Weasley, Whitten, Cedartown, Willards, Public Landing, and Powellville. If you were watching earlier, you know I don't do well with town names I've never pronounced before, so we'll try to work through that. And then we have this existing tornado warning as well on up here near Rehoboth Beach, just north of Bethany. And this is going to be just near the Georgetown area here until about midnight or so. But locally, that's not what we're dealing with. And you can see as the core of Elsa now begins to move into this region, as we loop radar here over the last hour, when, all right, I could even probably do the last hour and a half. At the beginning of the loop, you'll see where we were talking about the core of these impacts across our region, the core of the storm, and then we saw those tornado warnings get issued. And now that the core of this storm is now moving on over towards the eastern shore, that's where they're dealing with tornado warnings at the moment. Let's see, Tara wants to, I'm now trying to get back to some of your comments. If she could sleep in Lexington Park without a tornado concern. Yeah, I think you should be fine at this point. Well, I try to be not as crazy with my drawing so people don't think a tornado is going to come right at them, but my apologies. My artistic skills always seem to amaze people. Are we good in Leonardtown? Yeah, I mean, we're going to be clearing out. You probably still have another round of rain to move through in your neck of the woods in Leonardtown, but I think by about 2 o'clock you should begin to clear out. I'm surprised. The goldfish are actually, the box is closed. Now, that is because I, this evening, had a love affair with Oreos. So, goldfish are doing good at the moment, though. Let's see, be safe if you're out and about, folks. Use great caution on your travels. Yes, Daniel, all of that. Hey, thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Hey, Chris, thank you. All of those things are going to go in a new folder, so I don't have to rely on that darn map. Let's see, Mary, so Colonial Beach is just rain from here on out. Yeah, I mean, you're right now in Colonial Beach out there in parts of Westmoreland County. You're not seeing much at the moment, but we do have this back-end band that's going to need to work on through. So a couple of extra rain showers there for you as you head on over towards the over the next couple of hours. Foxdrive couldn't get the maps to work. I mean, I struggle with my maps, though, too, so I can't hate. And Foxdrive actually is, I have a couple of friends that work over there, so they do great work. I would say, JB Weather's the place to be, though, if you want Southern Maryland weather. Is California okay now? I mean, if you no longer have a tornado threat in parts of in California, Maryland, but you will still see some rain move through, and you'll probably have some residual flooding concerns throughout the rest of the evening. What do I expect for our tides tomorrow? April wants to know. I haven't gotten that. I mean, I was literally, I was working on my forecast here, my nice little forecast sheet, and I was also working on some homework, and then the tornado warning came through. I was working on the forecast that'll post tomorrow, so I haven't had a chance to really take a look at the tide forecast too much. But tides, from what I was looking at earlier today, at the hydrographs from Solomon's Island and Point Lookout, you should be all good down towards those areas tomorrow. There won't be too much of a high tide or a low tide that's like abnormally different than what you normally would see. Even today, we're not even hitting flood stage at any of our locations. Yeah, Rhonda, I can definitely get you my thoughts for our weather station. I have not bought a weather station in a couple years. I need to secretly install one at my mom's place though, so I'll send you the link to the one that I ordered down there. I appreciate that, Ada, and what is that? Denise, thank you. And Crystal, thanks for joining us this evening. I appreciate those kind words. And now that you have experienced JB weather, you got to stay here because I'm not just here when we have severe weather or tropical weather. I'm here 24/7, 365 for forecasts. At least when they matter, the forecast seem to do pretty good. At least the coverage can get you through just about anything. Let's see. Thank you, JB. First time watching. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, I do very much love what I do. This is a full-time job for me, and it's from people viewing like you all, like people like you viewing me during these types of events that allow me to continue to do this. So thank you so much, as well as all of our sponsors. Check those people out. You can see them running there on the sidebar there. G&H Jewelers, William Richmond Inc., Chesapeake's Bounty, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, McNeilus Group Properties, and RE Graves Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, Stacy, have a good night. Let's see, Lexington Park in California, okay again. You're clearing out on over towards that region right now. You still have rain ongoing in these regions, California, Lexington Park. You still have some showers, and we'll have additional showers moving through overnight, but the worst of the weather is over for you. As the Town Creek area cleared of the tornado warning, yes, you are, Justin. So, fun fact, I thought I actually, and I know this is me not, what's a diet, right? I thought I actually bought the mega stuffed Oreos. And it's one of those things when I got home, I was like, oh my god, I picked up double stuffed and not mega stuffed. That's a little food I like keep hidden away in the cabinet, so I don't always have easy access to them. Hey, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Same new to your forecast. Thanks for what you do. I live in California. Thank you, Rebecca. Make sure to subscribe here to JB Weather if you're a first-time viewer. Trust me, I do this all the time. Well, not necessarily this, but I don't think you're going to see the zoomed-in maps like I have up right now on NBC4, on Fox 5, or any of the other places. I mean, what are you going to see that shows you Lovebell and Chesapeake Ranch Estates when there isn't, like, super crazy weather, right? So stay tuned. I always got you covered. And so let's see, we're getting some new alerts, and hence why I'm looking down at my phone. And it looks like that tornado watch has now been allowed to expire for the northern neck. So on over here, we're talking about Westmoreland, Lancaster, and Northumberland counties. You are now out of the tornado watch. So this map will update here very shortly. Tina, first time watching as well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. So again, you have a good night, and thank you. What is that, Daniel? Thank you. And you are welcome, Mary. So this is where things stand as we approach midnight. And I would like to say, our exclusive Chesapeake's Bounty Futurecast did an amazing job. I've said that, I know, repeatedly, but this is how Chesapeake's Bounty Futurecast had everything playing out, and it played out almost exactly the way that things ended up unfolding. I mean, right at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, where we had those tornado warnings, it had those exact cells that prompted those up. It showed those areas, and now at midnight, it shows the back end of the rain beginning to move into our region. Oh, excuse me. And it shows that rain that's lingering across southern parts of Calvert and St. Mary's County is generally moving out. And we will see this move out, and again, by about 2, 3 a.m., and this should really begin to clear the region. And April's only reporting only half an inch of rain. That's better than no rain, I suppose. I want to see if we can't just bring up, coming back over here, if we can't just bring up our precip. See what this has been able to measure. I want to make sure we have the right one here. Okay. I think it's going to be about, yeah. So radar is and this is not that great of an estimate because this is using the Sterling, Virginia radar, but I mean upwards of 3 inches or so of rain being estimated down here towards the south. And I have no update yet on the National and Padres game if anyone else has scored. So we'll see. Trey Turner's coming in clutch though with those nice home runs. And it looks like, I don't know if this is a new tornado warning on the eastern shore, but it is definitely something. Let's get this loaded up here. Yeah, so this would actually be a new tornado warning for parts of Sussex County here on the eastern shore. This is just inland of Rehoboth and Bethany. This is near Georgetown, Delaware, up until 12:30. Radar indicated areas of rotation there for you. But I want to say this is just about wrapping us up now at this point. I'm going to be here for the next hour, so as this last band of rain pushes through, let me bring you on over towards the national radar. This will show you where the core of the storm is, and then this last rain band back here that's just near Dale City and Fredericksburg. This still needs to push through. I don't think this is going to house a tornado threat or super heavy rain or gusty winds with it, but I do think it will have the potential to bring, those closing rain showers, maybe a locally heavy downpour, but nothing too crazy as it pushes on out. And really, over the next 2 or 3 hours, we should really begin to clear up across the region. So stay weather aware. We are gradually clearing things out. The worst of the storm has now passed us. Any interest on the eastern shore over towards the Atlantic beaches, the Delmarva Peninsula, and then eventually on over towards the Jersey Shore, you're going to want to stay weather aware, and you're going to want to stay tuned to whatever local forecast you're able to follow over there. But locally here in our region, we are not talking much at this point. I need to finish up the forecast for tomorrow. I need to get some homework done, and we'll continue to watch radar. If there's any other need for me to come back live with you, I will. I'll probably do another one of these just to wrap things up here probably by about 1 o'clock this morning, and then we'll kind of wrap things up from there. But thank you so much for joining us for our live storm coverage here of Tropical Storm Elsa, as she has been impacting our region over the last several hours with couple of tornado warnings as well, and now flash flooding concerns down towards southeastern St. Mary's County. Stay tuned to JB Weather. I'll continue to keep you one step ahead of the storm and continue to keep you updated. I'm forecaster John Bordash. Have a nice and safe one, and keep it tuned right here.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.